creations, this right now. This skirt, I mean, look at this skirt. I made it. This was actually my first ever crochet project, I suppose. I just wanted to make something that I thought was really, really cute. This took me, this took a while. It took a while. I went crazy and I just mindlessly made these granny squares in front of the TV, binge watching Modern Family. All up, it took 58 full squares, 2 triangles, which I also have a tutorial for here. Now, the triangles I made because obviously on my waist, it's smaller than my hips and the booty. A good problem to have, right? So I worked out on how to make an allowance. You can't just make a square the allowance because then it kind of would create like a bump. So small increases, which is why you need the triangle. So take your measurements, my measurements, I will put them in the description box below so that you have something for reference. But honestly, the first step that you're gonna need to do is make many granny squares. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Emma. All right, let's get started. Okay, so once you have your squares, it's time to put your skirt together. So for me, I wanted my skirt to be long, so I'm going to make 8 squares to be the length because I want it to go right to the floor, and then across my waist is going to be 6 squares, I believe. There are so many different ways that you can connect these together. I chose a way that removes kind of like this little edge that you see here. So sometimes you can stitch these to connect your squares so that you still see, so that it would have like this, a line down here like this. But the way I stitched mine together is so that it has no definitive line for the square and it just kind of connects like that. Again, there are a million different ways to do this. It's kind of like a single crochet, so it is a little bit raised. This was a learning curve for me. I think if I did it again, I would just slip stitch and actually have it with the line showing, because it's kind of cute. But you know, I can always make another one like this, but you know, I've already done all of these, so to be consistent, I will show you the way that I stitch them like this, but there's the difference of what it would kind of look like. So to stitch it the way that I did, I like to do it with these tail ends so that I can crochet those in at the same time. But you're going to find the right sides of your squares. So you can see that there is always going to be like a flatter side and then a more raised side. So you're going to put the 2 raised sides together so that you have the backs of your squares, because this is where your stitch is going to show. So this is the inside of your skirt. And then the first thing you want to do is create a slip knot with your yarn. And then look at your squares and kind of bring them corner to corner. So in my granny square tutorial, I shared the importance of tension. And this is why, because in this project, you're bringing your squares from corner to corner. If you have one, this is an example of where the tension was a little bit looser. It's not going to go from corner to corner perfectly, and then you kind of have to bunch it up a little bit. But for this one, these ones are a pretty good match. So what you're going to do is, so usually I think if you were to do this and have the line showing, you would hold it this way and then do back loop stitching only. I don't really know what to call this one. Again, it was such an early project that's gone on for so long that I didn't really know what I was doing. So this is what I did. I grabbed the front loops, which are the inside loops, if you hold it like this, and you want to find this first corner piece. So remember how you chained 2, so you're going to loop underneath that one, and this one here you're also going to loop underneath that one. Place your yarn, pull through, and then I'm going to yarn over and pull through that loop and pull tight. And I'm going to continue that the whole way along, so just follow along with me for a little bit. I'm going to find that next inside loop, and for this one as well, inside loop, yarn over. This one here is my tail, but I'm going to hide that one and I'll show you. Yarn over, pull through, and then this tail piece here, I'm going to place that over the top, because then I'm going to yarn over once more, and it can be a little bit fiddly, but you can do it, and then pull through, and then that's going to start to hide that yarn. So to continue, next loop, inside only on both, pull through, make sure I'm hiding that tail, and yarn over and pull through again. So you can just follow along with me as I do this now, but I'm just going to keep grabbing each inside loop and doing a single crochet. If you need any tips on like how to make sure that you've lined these up correctly, when you're grabbing, kind of look at where you are in your crochet. So I'm up to this first connecting loop here, and I should be finding that one here as well, so I can bring that through and connect those two together. So you can just kind of use this crochet, your crochets as a guide to where you are in your square, and just keep looking as well that the end corners are going to line up as well. But we'll complete this square and then we'll come back to it, and then I'll show you the next step. This is what the first square looks like. The entire edge has been crocheted together, and now it's connected. This is going to be my final row. So I've gone ahead and I made these in panels where I took 2 squares, connected them all like this until I had pairs of 8, so 16 all up, and then I lined them all up together, and then I sewed straight down the middle, and then I had a panel. I'll show you a little video clip here of what I've done, and then I just brought all of those pieces together and kept measuring it on myself to make sure I was happy with it. So this is what it looks like at the moment. It's like a really large blanket. Okay, so this is this one here is my waist row, and then this is where I've started the first extension for the hips and booty. So here's my first extension. I've decided that I want to do another. So I made another little triangle, and I'm going to attach it to this, hopefully, final row here. Okay, so here is my final row with my allowance here. Now I'm just going to connect this piece. This is the inside of my skirt. Here is my first allowance, and now I'm just going to place this piece here for my second allowance. So I'm going to stitch all along here, and I'll be back. Okay, so now that I have sewn on my allowances here, I'm first going to just pin these two edges together to see if it now fits, and hopefully it does. Okay guys, I think it's gonna work. I think with these allowances, it's gonna work. So I'm going to sew these two pieces together and then we'll come back. So I am just here now at my first increase triangle. So I thought we could come together. So make sure that you're doing it on the right side. So you've got your insides facing each other and your outsides on the outside. So I've just connected all of the squares together, and now here I'm connecting a square and a triangle. So I'm just going to make sure that these edges all line up and go to here, and this is where I'm going to crochet all along here just as I normally would. So we'll do a first few together and then I will come back and show you what it looks like when it's all done. So even here there's still loops that you can go through. Some of them are just a little bit trickier, but you can still just find those inside loops and do that single crochet style that we've been doing. Okay, this is where we're at. So now I'm going to just add a little waistband here, I think, and put some drawstrings just to bring it in a little bit more. But you can see the attachment and it fits. Cute. All right, so we're going to make a waistband now. So I just have the opening or the top part of my skirt here, and I'm just going to do something really simple, and I'm just going to crochet double crochets in a round. So I'm just going to do the whole thing. I don't know how many I'll do yet, maybe 3 rows, I don't know, I'll confirm what I do, but we'll start it off together. So you can use a stitch marker, but I'm just going to use like this is where my half triangles are, where my increase was, so I'm just going to put it in straight here, and then this way I know where it is. And I'm also going to work my double crochets with a decrease, just so that it can be a little bit tighter on my waist. So for every 5 double crochets, the 6th one is going to be my increase. Okay, so I've just done 5 double crochets. Your chain ups here count as your first, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is the 6th one, and this is where I'm going to start my decrease. So yarn over, insert through the loop, pull through. 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through 2 loops on your hook. Yarn over, then we go into this next loop, pull through, there's 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over, pull through 2, 3 loops on your hook. Yarn over, pull through all 3 loops. So that's our first decrease, and this is just going to help tighten up the skirt. I'm going to try this. Everything is so trial and error for this, but I think every 6th one is going to work well. I'll try it on. If it's like that, you'll just then just do double crochets for the next however many you want for your waistband to be. But if you need more decreases, then you just continue to do this. Here's my skirt. I actually did 6 rows of double crochets, and I continued doing the decreases. Something to keep in mind though when you do the decreases is that it does become tighter. It's not like a stretchy kind of stitch. So keep trying it on after every row to make sure that it still fits over the hips and booty. Here is a close-up of my drawstring cord. So you can just do normal chain ups, but this one is kind of like, I don't know, it's it's got a nice feel to it. So if you want to know how to make this, keep on watching. So you're going to grab 2 ends of your yarn, and you can actually do this in 2 different colors if you want. Because my skirt is just the one color, it's going to be plain. Slip knot these 2 together and insert your hook into both. So one of these strings is going to go around the front and over, and then another string is going to come around the back and over. So you've got these 4 on your hook, and it looks like this. You're going to pull this first bit of yarn through all 3 loops here. Just like that. And then you're going to continue it like this. So one of these strings or yarns go in front, one behind and over, and pull through. In front, behind, pull through. In front, behind, pull through. And you just continue this until you have a string long enough to go around your waist or hips and then some. But you can see that that's already starting to take place. So in front, around and behind, and pull through just the one as well. You're only pulling through this one string, the string that went back and around to the front. You're just pulling that last one through. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing here. So I have my drawstring, and I'm just going to feed that through the waistband of my skirt, and then we're finished. So I just wanted to show how I put this through. I just kind of put it through one, missed a few, went underneath, and came out the other side. And here's my tag. I added a tag, and I have a drawstring now. And that is it. You now have yourself this beautiful long handmade crochet maxi skirt. Please tag me in all of your creations. Ask me any questions in the comments below, and good luck. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.